Hello and welcome to the First ever FBF Awards. It's been a long year for us.
A good first year.
Yeah, and a good year for games as well, most
Definitely.
And so we're here to celebrate it at the end of the year, or the start of the year as it were, to look back at some of the greatest gaming moments across the last year.
And to look forward to some of the big moments of the coming year.
Or the big moment.
The biggest.
The big moment. So yeah, without any further
ado, is our first award. So our first award goes to Game Trailer of last year, the game trailer that most sold a game.
that stirred up the most interest and feelings.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
That one.
So the nominees are Dead Island Reverse Trailer.
From TECHLAND. Everyone will remember the Dead Island trailer from the start of the year.
It was giant emotional blackmail, really.
I mean, for a project that had been around for years and years and years and years, that suddenly rocketed back into the kind of public's eye, the trailer did no ends of good for the project, and they sold millions of copies off of the back of it. Stores were running out left, right and centre. Good job publishing people.
SKYRIM live action trailer.
From Bethesda, probably my personal favourite, to be honest with you. It's Skyrim.
No
it's
bias.
Skyrim.
No bias here.
Yeah, look. It's the Dragonborn. You've heard about him, and now he's a person. And look, there's people running there as well. And shit, there's a dragon. I could have dubbed over that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been bloody brilliant.
Batman Arkham City reveal.
By Rocksteady. Kind of... Was anyone expecting that?
What, this trailer that? Or
no,
the game?
Well, I suppose the game as well. To be honest, there were rumours, weren't there?
There were rumours flying around. I don't think anyone was really expecting
Nobody was expecting
No
that,
one was
to be
expecting the game to do as well as it did, really, I think.
I mean...
everybody hoped it would.
Arkham Asylum blew everyone away. It did really surprisingly well. No one was expecting it to do that well for something that was just using a graphic novel or a
comic book
license, you know. But they did. They blew everyone away. And when this reveal came out, just you couldn't tell if it was CG or if it was live action. And yeah, wow.
Far Cry 3 reveal.
From Ubisoft. This completely caught me off guard at E3. At the time, I was trying to reattach a door in my kitchen. And,
I thought that's what caught you off guard, really.
That caught me off guard, the sudden clunking. And then I returned to see this absolutely amazing-looking video. And you knew it had to be Far Cry. You know, you knew it had to be Far Cry. And
it was.
It was Far Cry. I mean, Crytek do an amazing job with their engine. Nobody else can use it as well as them, and it's such a fantastic engine. It's a true delight to see games by them, and Far Cry is never anything short of a new milestone for them.
And the award for Game Trailer of the Year goes to... Fiddling with the envelope. We have the People's Choice Award, which was voted for by the public on our Facebook page and on our own website, goes to the Dead Island Reverse Trailer. And the final boss fight choice goes to the Dead Island Reverse Trailer, because we felt it had the biggest emotional pull of any game trailer of last year.
As much as it was a shame to see Skyrim lose, you know, I think I can deal with it, because Dead Island, that trailer pretty much sold the game, and that game sold so well, if just because of the controversy of that trailer. Worth it.
Definitely. So over to Dan for our second award.
The second award is Most Memorable Character from Gaming in 2011. And let's have a quick look at the nominees. From the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Dragonborn. Could it be anyone else?
The Dragonborn, the main character from Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. He is whatever you make of him, really.
Well, that's it, really. It's a bit of a strange nomination, to be honest, because For one person, it's a female Khajiit who sticks to the shadows, and for the other, it's a Nord guy with a sword that's bigger than my house.
So,
But as a concept, I think as a person who's got the blood of a dragon and can shout people off of buildings and into swamps, you know, pretty cool.
yeah.
I'd like to think. Absorbing the soul of a dragon, I can do that. Dr. Fetus.
A fetus in a jar.
An
In
evil...
a tuxedo.
An evil fetus.
In a jar in a tuxedo.
And with a doctorate.
A well-accomplished fetus in a jar in a tuxedo.
Has gone through the whole... I assume the doctorate is something like medicine, because you don't traditionally wear the doctor thing without kind of medicine. Sometimes archaeology, etc.
Yeah.
But either way, they're pretty hefty courses. And to have done that before being born, and then becoming evil, and
abducting Bandage Girl, and
exactly.
being the villain for this entire game.
If Dr. Fetus doesn't win, you know, most memorable character, then I think they win the most accomplished character, you know, to have achieved so much in so little time.
He definitely also wins for being one of the first characters to swear at you very quickly after meeting.
Straight away. Most certainly. From Portal 2, Wheatley.
Wheatley, the personality sphere designed to be an idiot.
Good for, you know, comedy value, most definitely. Really made the game enjoyable.
Yeah, really made the game. Because the thing is, Portal is a difficult game because you've got...
to add personality to.
You've got the main character who never speaks.
It's a mute,
who can speak, but chooses not to, otherwise she'd give GLaDOS the satisfaction of seeing what effect the place is having on her.
Yeah, okay.
You've got a sterile white room.
Yeah, well that's it. The entire environment is sterile.
And so all you've got to give you any character to this is whoever you're interacting with.
GLaDOS, the turrets, or now, in the second one, Wheatley, yeah.
And he was one of the main new additions to the cast.
It was bloody brilliant. When you were standing still, just the comments, really well written character and well voice acted, you know. I mean, as a character, he's just an orb, you know. Varric from Dragon Age 2.
The dwarf telling the story in Dragon Age 2.
Why the hell not? He'd have himself win.
He would. He's already told us that he did. He's running the coffee stand at the moment. He's
a bard. He's a storyteller. It did wonders to the Dragon Age 2 story because it was split across an era. So you needed someone storytelling.
And
Varric.
What better person than Varric?
Exactly. From Shadow of the Damned, Johnson.
Your gun from Shadows of the Damned.
Your gun, your torch, you know, everything. You know, your witty buddy. You know, voiced by the guy who voiced Alistair from Dragon Age Origins. Obviously a winner.
And once again, very foul-mouthed.
And a cock joke. Well, not as foul-mouthed as Garcia fucking Hotspur. Garcia fucking Hotspur.
I don't know. I watched the rap from the end of the game.
Yeah, okay.
That's fairly bad.
He has his moments, you know.
And he spends the entire game as a penis joke.
Yep. From Uncharted 3, Cutter.
The hard man Cutter from Uncharted 3.
Jason Statham
with claustrophobia. That is such a brilliant touch. You meet him at first and he is the villain's henchman. He is stood there behind Helen Mirren, effectively.
Yeah.
Being the hard man, and he shoots you. And he shoots Sully.
What an introduction. He shot me.
He shot you.
You son of a bitch.
And then the next thing you see, you've got the villains driving off, leaving him behind because he broke protocol. And you'll find out that he's your mate. And he's got a touch of the dramatic about him. He hates going through tight spaces. And he completely subverts the normal jumping, climbing puzzle by opening the door.
Yeah.
So he is a brilliant character. In a game full of brilliantly realised characters, he just stands out.
General Serrano from Bulletstorm.
What a foul-mouthed guy General Serrano is.
I thought you were talking about me for a second there.
Yeah, no. What a foul-mouthed guy my co-host is. General Serrano threw every swear word into a blender.
Yeah.
And
made
really
new
ran
ones.
with it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he is as over the top as the game is with its violence, with his swearing.
And that's why
everybody remembers him. So has Dan got the envelope?
I've got the envelope.
You've got the envelope. Disappeared off to one side.
And the winner of the gaming character of 2011 for the People's Choice, as voted by people on the site, people on Facebook, is Wheatley from Portal 2. Mostly voted by John. And the choice from the final boss fight team goes to the fantastic and ever-entertaining General Serrano.
Very memorable, very vocal, very controversial character.
Definitely. Memorable if just for the naughty words. Most certainly. And now over to John for the next award.
So the next award goes to the most anticipated game of next year, which is...
There's a fair few contenders.
There's a fair number of contenders for this award. So let's have a look at the nominees for most anticipated game of 2012. Mass Effect 3.
Oh boy, Mass Effect 3.
From BioWare.
It's gonna literally explode your testicles, and then the flagged remains are gonna turn into a helicopter, and you're just gonna lift off into the sun.
I'm not sure I'm liking this game anymore.
It's the end of the Shepard trilogy, which doesn't necessarily mean there's not going to be another one, you know. And there's even friggin' multiplayer in this as well, which,
yep.
While it might not necessarily be the best thing ever, for how many years have people been turning around to strict RPG companies, just to name a few, Bethesda, BioWare, and said, how about you give us some friggin' multiplayer on our console games, you know? People have been saying about all of them. You know?
Yep.
And here's their chance to kind of prove that they can diversify. I mean, obviously they can do MMOs and Shazam, but, you know, Mass Effect 3, it's going to blow everything up and everyone's going to die and it's going to be brilliant. And you can punch a reporter in the face again, so...
We're all looking forward to that.
How can you go wrong?
BioShock Infinite.
Getting a lot of press around BioShock Infinite, and obviously the first BioShock was an absolutely amazing game.
Yep.
And everything we've seen of Infinite looks to completely kind of challenge any ground that they laid out with those, and anything that's standing.
Well, the thing is, it's not set in the same atmosphere. It's not set in the same environment. You're in a skyship now, Columbia.
Yep. But it just looks crazy, what with the sky hooks and just the fact that everyone's going
you can't
crazy
see how much
around
I'm nodding, but I'm nodding a lot.
Nodding a lot. It looks amazing. The footage that they've shown looks fantastic, and we can't wait to hear more about BioShock Infinite. I think it's going to blow people away.
The Secret World. From Funcom.
The Secret World. I might actually get an MMO. And if I do...
You might break the trend of playing on your own.
That's it. And if I do, it's going to be Secret World, because it looks fantastic. Just all of the... Well, anyone listening to this probably already knows, but all of the kind of myths and...
Things that go bump in the night.
Yeah, exactly, are brought to life in this game, as it were. So you'll find yourself fighting, you know, the man-eating trash can and the, you know, the monster that rises out of the road, or monsters from the cupboard, etc.
Yep.
And you align yourself with one of three of these, well, they're factions, like
the
guilds,
Templar,
I suppose.
the Illuminati,
And the
or
dragons.
the Dragons.
Yeah, kind of these also kind of not mythological, but
behind-the-scenes players.
yeah, it's just a really interesting concept for a game, and I'm severely interested in it. Severely.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen much on it, but that
There's
doesn't
been
mean
one
you can't...
trailer.
Yeah, I mean,
One
that
trailer, but we already know that loads of people are anticipating
doesn't
this
mean
game.
you can't get excited over a game.
Most definitely.
All you need is a name to get excited over a game, and
this one's had its name since 4 came out. We always knew that it was going to.
You knew there was going to be a 5.
Point.
And what with the fact that it is 5 as well, not that it's a continuation from 4, it means that there's a new engine.
There's a new engine, there's a new environment, we're going to see new characters.
And apparently, anything that you see characters doing in that trailer, this is just something that I heard, by the way, it's not a rumour I'm starting now, anything you see characters do in that trailer are in-game, which means that if you see people bench pressing, which you do, for instance, then gymnasiums, etc., may be back in the game. So it could be, because I mean, Rockstar do need to reassess what they were doing because of the threat that Saints Row is now starting to pose.
Definitely.
And I think that this will blow people away.
Hitman Absolution.
Hitman Absolution. It's bloody Hitman Absolution, isn't it?
The original assassin is back, as they said on one of the websites I was looking at the other day for information about the games.
The more information they put out about this, the more excited I get. And I know it's getting closer and closer to the release date. But the fact is, when they first put stuff out, it looked all action, you know, with the weird helicopter sequence, etc. But now that they're showing more stuff and previews are coming out from other websites, you can see that the stealth option is still there. And some of the kind of improvised weaponry in there, like in the video that we sat through, at the press thing that we attended, John.
Eurogamer.
The person Hitman strangled someone to death with an electrical cable. That's amazing. It's brilliant. I'm going to keep saying amazing about everything. I'm really easily impressed.
Borderlands 2. From Gearbox, Borderlands 2.
You've already said Borderlands 2 twice there.
Okay.
You excited little
From
man.
Gearbox, this game.
Borderlands 2, I mean, what more can I say? Borderlands 1 was Game of the Year on many pars. You know, it had procedurally generated
really,
guns.
isn't it?
Yes.
Surreptitiously grabbing the envelope with the award winner written inside.
I know who's winning it for me.
I know who my money's on. And the winner of the People's Choice Award for Most Anticipated Game of 2012, as voted for by patrons on our website and our fans on Facebook, is Mass Effect 3. And winning the Final Boss Fight Choice Award, as possibly evidenced by the fact I'm a massive Mass Effect fan, and Dan is a massive BioWare fan, it's Mass Effect 3. We really, there was no at the moment, no other competition for the prize.
There are some other very good games.
There are lots of very good games coming out this year, but the one that we at Castle are most looking forward to, Mass Effect 3, clearly wins the day. And so for our final award, back over to Dan.
The last award is the actual Game of the Year for 2011.
The big one.
The big one. The one that we're all here for. The game that really kind of changed gaming, in our opinion, across the last year. And the one that kind of swept and kind of outperformed and won and victored, you know.
Should we look at the nominees now, Dan?
Let's have a look at the nominees.
Let's have a look.
From Bethesda, Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim.
What more needs to be said about Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim? Of course.
Oh, man. Yeah, Skyrim's...
It's an excellent game, everybody's talking about it.
So much more you can do than the last one.
You know what it's about if you've not been under a rock for the last 2 months or so.
You can still put baskets on people's heads. You know, it's
you
cool.
still get sent into orbit by giants.
Yeah, indeed. Brilliant game.
Absolutely astounding.
Yeah. It sucked away all of my spare time. From Valve, Portal 2.
I mean, following up Portal, that's big boots to fill.
Definitely.
Portal was
something else.
An absolute astounding, groundbreaking thing. Nobody knew what it was going to be.
Mm.
It came out of a student project that Valve saw and took over and said, make that for us.
Narbacular drop.
And so they did, and they made Portal, and it was 19 levels of training.
Yeah.
And then 1 level of game. And a final boss.
But it was so different for the time. How do you follow that? And it turns out you follow it with character.
Well, it turns out you follow it with more.
Yeah. More puzzles.
More puzzles, more character.
More technology, co-op, it's, fantastic. From Rocksteady Studios, Batman Arkham City.
What more needs to be said about Batman as well? I mean, this is another one where we've talked about it so much on the podcast.
Na 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 na. Batman.
Indeed.
Yep.
I mean, we both know that I'm a massive fan of it, and that Zoe's a massive fan of it.
To have so many villains, I know that the first one did it, but to have so many villains there and on hand, so many kind of well-known villain faces. I'm not a Batman fan. I know of Batman. I've seen the movies because they were regularly shown on TV.
Yes.
But I recognise these characters. It's such a well-known licence. It's such a well-known entity.
And the thing is to have such, pivotal characters to even just show up and play such a minor
the Penguin,
role.
Right at the start. I really thought, because I saw him, I was going to be fighting him for the rest of...
Well, I mean, the thing is, you've got the Penguin who shows up at the start and plays for a while.
Yeah.
But then you've also got Killer Croc, who shows up for one Easter egg if you happen to time it right.
Yeah.
He stops you from pressing a button at one point if you try to press the button.
Yeah.
That's the only time he shows up in the game.
It was a well-made game, a brilliantly made game, for a brilliant license that,
Yeah, it is.
From BioWare, Dragon Age 2. They created such a thorough...
A rich world.
And a rich world with a brilliant universe and setting. And you have to carry that on. You have to carry on a game where you've given people the choice to play through 6 different starting points, and then they can take the mainstay. It's a big act to follow. And so they took us away from
the main environment of the first game to an entirely separate environment where, rather than affecting an entire world, you affect a city. You
were the main character in Dragon Age Origins, and they managed to make it so that the city itself was the main character in the second one. And, I completely demolished that game. I know a lot of people did.
And no matter what you did in the second game, or no matter what you did in the first game, you saw some repercussion in the second.
As with the Mass Effect series.
And they also brought in the thing I really love from this current set of games, where they have a set name for your character, a surname or a first name.
Yes.
The Hawk.
Sarah Hawk.
So that your character can be talked to by people that are voiced. And rather than just be called a random nickname that someone's chosen for you,
Chicken Chaser.
You are called a name. Shepherd and Hawk stand out.
And it gives a much more cinematic experience. And Dragon Age 2 definitely pioneered that cinematic, everything spoken, everything felt like it was built and tailored for you. And definitely showcased that at the start of this year. And I haven't got the envelope, but...
It's over there.
Dwarf or someone around here can get that for me.
It's Varric after his loss at...
at Most Memorable Character.
Most Memorable Character.
Sorry, Varric. And the Game of the Year from the audience, the people of Facebook, the people of the website, however that works, goes to The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim.
A very big game of this year. Everyone's talking about it.
No one's shutting up about it. It's 2 months on, and there's a lot of people who still haven't finished playing the damn game. So it says something, And I think people will still be playing it in years to come. However,
bit of a upset in this.
Yeah, I was
particular account.
In the final boss fight, Game of the Year award, however, goes to Portal 2.
A great game from a lot earlier in the year, really.
A lot earlier in the year. So much so that a lot of people go, was it really this year?
Great puzzle game, great storyline, great addition to the series, really.
And you had co-op going. It outperformed expectations. Portal 1 was a much smaller game, a much simpler game.
People were worried they were going to lose it because they were making it a lot longer, a lot bigger, a lot more stuff.
And they could have very well just gone out and released an expansion pack and called it Portal 2.
Yep.
But they didn't. They added in a ton of other stuff, including, like I said, the co-op and some awesome voice acting and, Game of the Year.
So that's the Final Boss Fight Awards for this year. Let us know what you think in the comments down below this video, or on our website, or on our Facebook, Twitter. We're on Google+.
We're everywhere.
We're all over the place. So seriously, get in touch. Let us know what you think, and we'll be back for more Final Boss Fight Awards sort of this time next year.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Now let's leave with a montage of some of the greatest moments of gaming.
And also bloopers from our recording of this.
That after the break. Yeah.
You want to intro this year?
I'll intro this year, and then because you've got the first.
Okay.
You've got the first one. Cool. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. We're professionals.
Yeah, everyone does this. It's funny.
Hello.
Yeah, I got that. Hello, well, it doesn't feel right, does it? With the green screen.
It's a bit weird.
You're used to your green screen.
I'm more used to the green screen than you are. I could get out the other one, but we don't have anything to support the other one.
That's cool, we can diddly do.
Maybe we can do that less cheesily looking round at the screen.
You can do that, and then you can cut back and announce the award now, I suppose.